Hi, I'm here with Jamie from Hungry Critters. Jamie, tell me, why did you set up the business?
Mainly because I'm passionate about termites in
Okay,
general, and helping out those that are in need, really.
okay.
Um,
I wanted to ask you some questions on, real questions on why people would get a pest controller and things that you don't normally put on a website. So tell me,
okay.
if I go and put on, get a product put on to control my pests, and it rains the next day, I think that it might rain away or dilute the, uh, the chemicals. Is that true?
Um, to a degree, it can. Mostly, we've got to install it as per instructions by the manufacturer anyway. Most spots that insects or arachnids congregate on your property anyway are usually in safer spots, so we have to treat those areas, which rain doesn't usually get to because obviously it just falls straight down most of the time unless you get a mad westerly.
Yep.
But most of the time, you shouldn't have too many dramas.
Okay. People are pretty busy these days. How long does a normal pest control installation sort of take? Give me a couple.
Um, Depends on which particular job you need. General pests can take anywhere between half an hour to an hour. More involved ones like pre-purchase pest and building inspections, anywhere between an hour and 2 hours. Or if it's more involved, like treating termites, we could possibly be there all day. So,
Okay. Let's just say if it's say a 3-bedroom house with a little backyard, with a barbecue, that sort of area, and a little front yard. You say,
yeah, if it's just general pests, usually about half an hour to an hour.
okay, cool.
So,
And are the chemicals? I worry. I've got little kids. Are the chemicals safe for kids or dogs or cats and pests? And what about plants?
Usually, when we're talking with the client to begin with, we take measures to make sure that everyone's not in any danger. Chemicals these days are built to break down anyway, and unless you're about to start eating off the floor, I don't think it's usually an issue.
Perfect. When's the best time to actually get my pest controlling done?
When it starts to warm up, so usually if people want to start booking September, October, rather than leaving it closer to Christmas or halfway through summer. Usually you can pretty much book whenever you like.
So when you say pests, do you mean things like spiders and insects and cockroaches and rodents? And then of course you've got what I think most people think of would be termites.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need a pest controller at some point in your life when you're buying property.
Yes. You'd be crazy to purchase a property these days without getting a pest or a building inspection. It's the biggest investment of your life. I'd want to know what I'm getting myself into, and previous jobs have shown with certain clients that we've avoided or cautioned them on buying property because we've found certain issues, and you could save anywhere up to 50 to 100 grand on unforeseen issues that most purchasers just don't even see.
You
So,
can't see them, yeah. I'm sure you've seen termite damage that they've just left the paint there, and so it wouldn't be noticeable, yet everything else behind it has just been eaten away.
it's when it starts becoming structural, which most of the time termites are there for the structural stuff anyway. That's why everyone's crazy about using metal frames these days, which doesn't void them completely anyway, because you still got architraves and all the rest of the timber.
Yeah.
So it's about just getting a professional in to do it once a year, have a look, and just make sure that you don't have to lose any sleep over possibly having to rebuild your home.
Tell me about the special product that you use to help in regards to termites.
I'm a big fan of Termidor. Have been for a while. It's It's not what you'd call the cheapest product on the range, but I trust it. I don't lose any sleep after I've done jobs with it, and I can depend on it.
So you sound like you run your business because you want to keep your clients happy and you don't like callbacks. I mean, how expensive are callbacks to your business?
They can be devastating if you're not doing your job correctly, but if you're doing everything to standard and you're doing it how you've been trained to do it, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, but if you've got at Hornsby one day and then a different area another day, and then the client says, "Hey, I'm not happy," and you've got to go back to that particular job, that's time out of your business to run it, right? So that becomes expensive.
Yep.
So you try and do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keeping your clients happy. Because how often should people look at getting termite pest controlling done?
Inspection wise, we always recommend, and same as pretty much every pest control, they'll always recommend at least once every 12 months. And same for just getting a general pest spray too. Usually, if you get it at least once every 12 months, you should be covered. So.
Cool. All right, well, I think that's about a wrap. Thanks very much, Jamie.
Thanks, mate.